This video contains flashing lights, unsettling content, violent content, jump scares and spoilers. It is also not suitable for viewers who suffer from ichthyophobia. Viewer discretion advised.
Fishing is often a relaxing, zen experience to chill out and rest our soul.
So we are more prone to overlook dangers that may be lurking around our favorite spot.
Perhaps someone stalks behind us, or perhaps waits in the depths to snatch us up.
So fix your bait and let's cast our line as we fish out the top 10 horror fishing games.
Rottenwood Lake. Local legends tell of a cursed lake where those who venture out in the fog don't come back. But this won't put you off a fine fishing venture. The lake calls to you and the pull of the fish is too strong to resist. But as you head deeper into the fog, it reveals why people never return as you find your way to a partially submerged church. According to legend, the village that once stood here became submerged when the tides rose up. The villagers engaged in bizarre rituals, and stories abound of some entity in the village waters, appeased by the sacrifices made to it. Your only escape from this cursed place is to find 3 skulls in the remains of the village to lift the curse and open the way back home. However, the legend of a monster deep in the waters is much more than just a legend. Throughout your adventure, you are stalked by this monster who will surface and give chase before descending to the depths once more. Cloaked in a black shadowy form, you have no way to defend yourself, so the best way would be to flee as fast as your boat will allow, lest you become another lost soul to the curse.
Our Lady of the Drowned Lake. Our Lady of the Drowned Lake is an indie analog fishing game that follows the Brazilian folklore of the mystical being called Caboclo d'Água. You play as a reporter and cameraman named Biento, who is fishing by himself on a boat in the middle of the night. As you traverse the designated areas in the lake to fish, you'll catch regular local fish and strange fish Biento has never seen before, but you need to be careful not to make too much noise with your rod. Besides catching fish and finding an ordinary boot in the water, you'll also find other objects that were probably given as past offerings to Caboclo. Objects such as a knife, a horseshoe, a clump of tobacco, a kahinka carving, a bottle of alcohol called a kashaka, and a statuette of the Virgin Mary. When your noise meter reaches 100 and you go to another area of the lake to fish, the rod will pull up a hand with a drowned noise telling you to pay it with something. The question is, what will you choose to pay it with? Will you offer any of the items you've gathered so it can leave you alone? Or will you defend yourself just for the entity to take you down into the depths with it? The choices are actually simple, but choose your form of payment wisely. Lure. Legends tells of an old abandoned shrine with a surrounding lake. The place is thought to be cursed, and so no one goes there anymore. There's also tales of some very valuable fish found in the lake. Besides, curses aren't real, right? Tasked with fishing up a single fish from the lake, your client meets you there with all you need to get the job done. Just fish up 1 fish and get your pay. After gathering 1 fish, you expect to be paid, but the client asks for 2 more fish for more money. Lured in with the thought of more money, you return to gather more fish. However, as you continue to fish, the air gets cold and still, all noise stops and the client is no longer parked nearby. All that remains is the shrine and a strange rope with a hook on the end hanging over the nearby waterfall, almost like a lure. Perhaps it wasn't you luring the fish to your hook, but you being lured by something else using a very unique kind of bait.
Lake Facade. Nothing like a relaxing day of fishing at a secluded lake to escape from the horrors of life. Lake Facade is a quiet place with a simple kiosk run by a simple manager who provides you with all you need to get fishing. Gather worm bait with your shovel and then you're ready to go fishing. But once the worms run out, you need more bait. The local graveyard may provide an alternative bait source, leading to fishing up some alternative kinds of fish. Wandering the area reveals a strange shrine with a relic that compels you to enter the lake like so many have before you, and be lost to the horrors that lurk below the depths. Finally, the truth is revealed. The lake is only a facade designed to lure hapless victims to be sacrificed to the horror that lies beneath. The stranger in the kiosk that's been doing this over and over again. Countless victims offered to the lake. If you have the otherworldly knowledge, then perhaps you can escape the lake and punish the stranger for all the deaths he's caused. However, this death means no more sacrifices to keep the horror in the lake dormant. Was it truly wise to shatter the facade at this secluded lake?
Fishing? Nothing like sitting down to some relaxing fishing in the evening at your favorite river location. The flowing water, the tranquil forest setting, the random boat drifting by. Sounds like a wonderful way to relax after a hard day. However, as you haul in fish to fill the bucket, things start to turn weird. Strange noises in the woods, footsteps in the distance, the water turning blood red, and even fishing up a severed head. The darkness is only illuminated by a weak lantern as the fog rolls in, obscuring things further. Suddenly, you realize that you might not be alone anymore, eventually spotting a hanging, shadowed figure in the forest and hearing approaching footsteps. Perhaps it wasn't a wise idea to go fishing at night, in the fog, in the middle of nowhere. Ask yourself, how safe are you really in your favorite fishing spot? Gone fishing. Rick Ballenston is the lucky winner of a fishing trip at a cabin located at idyllic Cape Cod. A whole week of nice, calm, and relaxing fishing with no disturbances and lots of fresh fish to catch. However, things are not as they seem. The fish are behaving strangely. They barely resist and actively seek out the hook, almost like they want to be caught. What's worse, Rick starts to have nightmares while in the cabin, gradually revealing more about what's going on at Cape Cod. The reason for the fish's strange behavior gradually is revealed through these nightmares. Something has infected the fish. A parasite is taking them over, compelling them to be caught and eaten to infect larger prey. Even humans are susceptible to the influence of this parasite. Should someone consume an infected fish, the parasite could take over and transform them into something truly horrific. Rick's nightmares get worse and worse before reality becomes the new nightmare thanks to the influence of the parasite on the local life forms. Perhaps Rick wasn't so lucky to win this week vacation at Cape Cod after all.
Earl's day off. After a wild, booze-filled evening, Earl manages to lose his wedding ring and is tasked by his wife to retrieve it, believing it to be lost in the lake, probably eaten by some fish. Earl takes the opportunity to get some fishing done while he searches. At first, things seem fine. Fish are biting, but no luck finding the ring. But strange things start to emerge from the lake. Chunks of meat, lost keys to locked gates, and even the fish themselves start behaving strangely. There's a strong sense that something is watching you, but you just can't see anything or anyone besides yourself and the fish waiting to be caught. But what's got the fish so spooked? Nevertheless, Earl presses on to the deepest part of the lake, the last possible place the ring could be. However, what he finds is indeed a ring, alongside his wife's detached hand. Something is very wrong, so it's time to leave this creepy lake. Earl is not so lucky, as the way back seals back up, and we see that something was indeed stalking you, but not from the lake bank, but from below the boat itself.
Dredge. Dredge is a game that perfectly combines eldritch, Lovecraftian horrors with the simple and satisfying pleasures of deep-sea fishing. After losing your ship in a torrential storm, you awaken in the small town of Greater Marrow, an archipelago in some unnamed sea. Since your boat was ruined, the mayor loaned you a simple fishing vessel and set you on your way to angle in the nearby waters. The base game features 5 distinct areas with over 200 varieties of unique fish to catch via rods, nets, and traps. The game also features a dynamic day and night cycle, which changes the type of fish that will spawn in certain areas. Be wary of nighttime fishings, however, as it will slowly increase your panic. When your panic level rises, you may begin to see things that aren't really there, things that are there, and even things that were never meant to be seen. As dangerous as night fishing is, it does hold greater rewards. While fishing, you may at times catch a fish that appears different from the rest. These aberrations are normal fish that have been morphed and changed by some unknown entity, and now resemble bulbous, bleeding, thrashing monsters from the deep. Are these just genetic mutations? Or could there be something more sinister hiding in their dark, tenebrous blood? After selling one of these fish, a man called the Collector approaches you and asks for your service, retrieving some artifacts that have been lost to sea. In return, he promises to reward you in ways beyond all imagining. You must inevitably ask yourself, though, what are these relics for? And what is the true cause of these monstrous fish? The answers to these questions and more lie at the bottom of the ocean. All you need to do is dredge them up.
Mourning Tide. It all starts off like a calm and quiet fishing game. You're all alone, out to sea on your fishing trawler, ready for a long day of fishing. It's very simple. Just wait until a fish is in the sweet spot, reel them in, and repeat. As you start catching a few fish, suddenly you catch an odd assortment of fish making eerie moans and with what appears to be a human face. The catches vary, as do the gurgling and moaning noises. While you are doing this, the vibe only makes you more unnerved when the body of water turns to blood and the sky darkens before it begins to rain blood, leading to the climax. You face off against a large gray blob which, after a hard battle of reeling, turns out to be an entity in the shape of a woman. Or perhaps it could be a mermaid. Her mournful cries only get replaced by the final entity that takes on what appears to be a newborn baby. The screen immediately fades to white, with the chilling cries being heard. At the end, the game goes into a vague and loose poem about what the fishermen did to their family. The horror itself isn't about the monster, but with the eerie sounds and disturbing creatures added in. The game mechanics of casting and reeling are simple and easy to learn, while also being quite developed. Mourning Tide truly is an unnerving experience you'll come to enjoy.
Fishing Vacation Deluxe. Everyone deserves a vacation now and then. So you and your friend head out for 3 days to your missing uncle's old cabin for some relaxing fishing. Gathering some bait from the dirt, you're ready to fish up a wide variety of fish from the lake. However, as the days move on, strange things begin to emerge. Figures in the distance wander out of view, strange fish appear in freshwater lakes, and even a gnarled hand putting a key on your line. Something isn't right about this lake. What lies under the triple-locked trapdoor? What is wandering the lake edge? And why are such strange fish here? As the last day wraps up, a skeleton can be found alongside the worms, and a severed foot can be found in the lake. Should you find all 3 keys, then the horrifying truth is revealed to you. The basement has been home to someone, along with a crude statue of the lake goddess told in the local legends. The goddess Sedna, who is responsible for all life in the lake, a goddess that accepts sacrifice in her name to thank her for the bounty of the lake. Your uncle never disappeared. He has always been here, worshipping his goddess from the basement, presenting sacrifice for the lake's bounty. If you're not swift, you may become another sacrifice to the lake, as your last sight is that of the goddess laying deep below the waters.
Thank you for watching. And on this page, thanks to our members. If you are interested in supporting us, we have 3 tiers: bronze, silver, and gold. Each one comes with perks. We'll do our best to keep you up to date on what's going on. And special thanks to our patrons. Again, if you are interested in supporting us, the link to our Patreon is in the bottom left-hand corner, down here. We also have a Discord link here, and a Ko-fi page. But that's enough from me. Let's see the creators of the video. Visit their social media links, if they provided you some entertainment. I'm XJ. Until next time.